Welcome to Will and Bobby Know Everything. My name is Will.
I'm sick.
Oh, no! Thank God we're clearly in two different places this week, just like last week. Bobby's definitely not here. I can't see him. He's nowhere near me.
I don't know about this guy.
And I definitely can't reach from here in New Jersey all the way to here in Brooklyn.
Get out of here.
That's right.
I don't know about this guy, but we're going to give him his own talk show because the kiddies love him.
All right. For those of you who have no
The
idea
kiddies love this guy.
what's going on, Will and Bobby Know Everything is live this week. We are live streaming this on the YouTube, so
My
stay
name
excited.
is Little David Jr.
Little David died. His son, however, is
son.
carrying on his legacy.
I mean, my daddy.
Look at this. Shit. If you guys want to watch this episode of Will and Bobby Know Everything, go to YouTube, look up Talk Bomb, and subscribe. You
First
can
go to Google, type in YouTube.
You can see the spatial reasoning games we can play with each other finally.
The secret love games I've played, my top secret love crimes.
Anyway, this week on the show...
Yeah, we are doing a spoiler cast for Star Wars, you stupid idiots.
We're basically just going to talk about everything that happens in the movie, I guess.
I'm going to give my opinions on it, and they're more important than your opinions, Bill.
Why?
Because, baby, I followed my heart when I saw it.
You know I saw it first, so I'm a bigger
Nope,
fan
I
than you
saw it,
are.
and I followed my heart when I saw it.
You saw it and you farted.
And then they put you back in.
Anyway, what did you... Just general impressions first, so that I know what footing we're on. I already told you on Will and Bobby Know Everything last week that I liked it. Thumbs up.
I give it a thumbs up.
Okay.
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It's worth seeing in your heart and your mind's eye.
Okay.
And I hold your trust in my heart.
That means the world to me. Next week on Will and Bobby Know Everything.
Stick him up.
Oh! He's an officer of the law!
All right, stop it.
I can use my headphones to mush. Look at that little smile.
So, yeah.
I hope you guys are looking at this on YouTube.
All right. I really liked it. I liked the movie. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I have a lot of problems with it.
I knew it.
And I thought a lot of it was really annoying.
Yep, I knew it.
And overall, I think it's a fun movie.
Can I guess? Can I throw out some
Oh, yeah,
predictions
please
of
guess.
what you thought was annoying?
Yeah.
We already said spoiler alert.
This is a big spoil. We are going to go in depth about Star Wars. So if you haven't seen it,
Yeah.
I would suggest just turn it off. Listen to this later.
Since
just
we're-
go watch it in your heart
Yeah, okay.
and listen to this later.
All right, here are some guesses of what I think bothered you, because as I watched the movie, I was like, this would annoy Bobby.
I didn't hear a single fart sound.
Oh, I know. I knew that. I thought I heard one in the background, but then when I realized I was wrong, I got very upset. And
No,
I
it was like a
actually-
mush sound. I know
called
which
the
one you're
president.
talking about. I
Yeah.
know the president gave me an award.
I know. I asked him to.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
he
said,
did it
he
for
said
me
you
because
told
I'm
him.
his favorite.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to tell you, but I did.
He said, you're my favorite citizen. And I'll give your friend an award.
My citizen. You are my favorite
Me?
citizen.
Barack Obama.
Me.
Anyway, when I'm not going to go sequentially through the movie, but I'll just tell you the things that come to mind. When they're running away from Jakku because the First Order are attacking, and
In
they're
the beginning?
pretty much, yeah, it's in the beginning. It's like that first act when Rey and Finn and BB
Okay, so
finally meet up.
after they meet each other.
And
What do you mean finally meet up?
I felt like the beginning took forever.
Oh, I felt like it was super rushed.
Really?
I felt like the whole movie was very rushed.
I felt like the movie was rushed after they get off Jakku.
See,
While they're on the sand planet, I kept being like, I hope
it's
they get
funny
off soon. I hope
because
they get off soon.
I felt it was rushed because it felt like there was a lot of filler. Because I felt like instead of building the universe, they just took you to a place, you got a little glimpse of the universe, and then the First Order attacked. Let's leave.
Yeah.
You get a glimpse of a place, First Order attacks. Let's leave. You know,
yes.
it wasn't... They were never like alone for long enough where they were like, "Oh, we can flesh out this universe better now."
I feel that way about everything after Jakku.
Yeah.
I feel like that beginning where Rey is like looking for junk and giving it to that smushy
that
smudge
part.
man.
I liked
And
her backstory.
eating goo buns.
Dude, the CGI on the goo bun, wow.
I thought it was amazing looking.
I did not. Some of the CGI, I was just like, oh, this doesn't.
The tentacles that Han Solo
for the most
fights,
part,
yeah.
the CGI looked beautiful.
I agree.
But you,
but anyway,
what parts did I find annoying?
I think that this was annoying to you. When Finn, Rey, and BB-8 are running away, and Finn's like, we're going to need a spaceship. And she goes, we only have 2 available to us or something like that. And he's like, what about that one? He just nods off screen. You don't see. He's like, what about that? She goes, not that. That's a piece of junk. We should take this one. And they start running at a thing. And then it blows up. And she's like, I guess it's the hunk of junk we're going to need, chump. And they turn.
I guess it's the hunk of junk.
And it's the Millennium Falcon.
And
And
I
you're
wasn't
just like,
bothered by that.
all right, well, that's cute. That's too cutesy.
No, I wasn't bothered by that. I was bothered by. I was bothered by some of the timeline stuff.
I thought that was too precious.
No, I was bothered mainly by Harrison Ford.
Really?
I hated him in the movie.
Okay.
He was the most annoying part.
Really? That is the opposite of what anybody
because
has
now
said.
he's just an old man.
Yeah.
He's not. I didn't find him to be acting in this movie. I found him just to be like, I'm an old man. What are you doing, chum? And he's just like making old man jokes. Like he's not a suave swashbuckler anymore. He's just an old man. And he's like, hey, I like this. I like that lady. Oh, I
remember
like
that.
this laser gun.
I remember that 20-minute scene. Where
And you mean in the 40 years that Harrison Ford and Chewbacca have been together, he's never fired Chewbacca's blaster?
that was going to be one of the
and
things
found
I
it
was
to be
gonna bring up to
enjoyable?
you. When he fires Chewbacca's bowcaster, he's like, methinks I like this.
Methinks I found a lady.
Yeah. Whenever he did that, I was like, that would be annoying to Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, though. A lot of people are saying that Han Solo is one of the best parts of the movie.
Oh, he was the main actor, the woman,
Rey.
crushed it. Rey,
Yeah.
best part of the movie.
She
She
was
was
great.
fucking amazing.
I thought she was great.
Kylo Ren's face, wanted to punch him in the face. He has the worst.
Come to me, Nagini!
He had the most because when he takes his mask off, he's still wearing this like neck brace thing, and it squishes his mouth up a little bit. Oh, you will lose everything.
I thought, not all right. I want to get back to Han Solo, but
Yeah.
I will just say I think that Kylo Ren is one of the best things about the movie.
I really liked Kylo Ren. I just think that
His actor was.
I thought they picked a very awkward looking. Once he took the helmet off, I was like, oh, he looks like a precious little boy, which is the point.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a precious little boy who's being corrupted by.
It looks like part of his
pastis or
face
whatever
went in
the
a
fuck that goes.
microwave and it started to drip off.
Yeah.
His head is so long.
Very long. His beautiful hair.
Oh, it's got
My
gorgeous
mother
hair.
would kill for that hair.
His hair already got an Oscar.
He's a loser. My mother would kill for that huge hair. It's huge.
My favorite Donald Trump quote is, "My mother would kill for that huge hair."
Oh, my mother's huge.
That's an old Al Borland quote from Home Improvement. My mother's huge.
Oh, Tim, I don't know if you know, my mother's huge.
Tim, my mother's huge.
You're fired.
And then Al fires Tim from Tim's
I also
show.
don't know why Yoda's brother,
Hello?
Yoda's daddy, I don't know why Yoda's dad was on the cover of the fucking poster the whole time.
What?
That little yellow alien, she was in.
Oh, Yoda's dad, that little female.
Yeah, she was in 6 minutes of the movie.
Hello?
She didn't do shit,
Yeah.
and she's on the poster.
She was supposed to be in more. I can argue that.
I just feel like-
it was revealed today that a lot of her stuff ended up on the cutting room floor.
Oh, really? Okay.
She was supposed to continue with them after her bar thing blows
Oh.
up, but she did
Okay.
not. They cut that. So that could at least partially explain it. Plus, they're definitely trying to have a Yoda surrogate in her character, Maz
Oh, yeah.
Kanata. Plus, that's Lupita Nyong'o, who is a very, very famous actress right now.
What does that matter?
She was in
Who's
Slumdog
Lupita
Zillionaires.
Nyong'o?
I don't remember what movie she was in, but evidently it was a big one, and people love her right now.
I mean, she played a yellow little alien, so
Yeah.
I don't care.
She did. Yeah, I agree.
The main actor was fucking killing it. She was amazing.
She was
the
great.
entire time.
I thought that Finn was very good.
I
Aside from when he had to
I
be
have
really funny.
have a big problem with Finn. Cuckoo.
Who, Finn or me?
Yeah,
Comedy
no.
master.
I don't know. It's just a lot of the movie didn't make sense. Like there were a bunch of kind of plot holes that.
You ever see a unicorn?
All right, so Bill.
Sorry.
So let me just pause.
If
We're gonna stream this,
Yeah.
don't ever look at the camera. This is still a podcast. Don't only do physical gags for the rest of the show.
What?
Okay.
What?
So that's like the 4th physical gag you've done.
Hello? Anyway.
Chicky Nug posted some booty faces.
Chicky Nug with booty faces in the chat.
Chicky
Hi.
Nug posting the booty
Thanks
man.
for those. All right, I'll tone down the physical comedy, even though it's my forte.
So
Finn.
I want to go. I feel like I had a big problem with Harrison Ford, with kind of in all of these movies there seems to be a lot of like happenstance and fate involved,
Yeah.
which is I guess it's fine. Suck my big fluffy dick. Thanks, Chicken Nug.
Thanks, Chicky Nug.
With the booty man face.
Why is it fluffy? Okay.
Oh, it's fluffy.
It's fluffy.
Maybe he's a furry.
Got something wrong with it. You gotta get that check, Chicky Nug.
Is it puffy? It's puffy.
Okay.
So Harrison Ford was a fucking stupid old man. He was really annoying. I had a big problem with Finn because so in the first scene there's an assault on this village.
Yes.
And Finn is one of the stormtroopers, and he's like questioning everything immediately. He sees one of his guys die, and he's like, "What the fuck? Oh my god, fuck, you shitty mummy fuck! Oh god damn!"
I remember.
And he's freaking out. He refuses to shoot anybody. He goes back into their dome home, whatever you understand. And they're like, "You put your helmet on, mister.
Yeah.
You got to go to psychiatric reevaluation, whatever." And he escapes. He helps this rebel pilot leave. And it's like, it's just so weird because at first he has a problem with killing. He's like, I don't want to, he's freaked out.
Yeah.
He's in a war. And it seems like, I don't know his exact reason for not wanting to be in the battle. I don't know if it was like he doesn't want to just kill innocent people.
Well, they almost explain it. They don't explain it, but
They don't.
almost do. He was in sanitation, and then I guess he was promoted to warrior.
He said that from birth, he had his family taken from him, and
Yeah.
he was put in the stormtrooper
Later in the
program.
movie, though, there's
But
that
then he says
gag
he was in
moment where he's
sanitation.
like, I was in the toiletry unit.
Yeah.
And then
But
they
didn't do that. They took
maybe he was sent down to that planet
They
to
took his-
secure the toilets.
You got to secure the toilet.
You better get this toilet, baby.
No, I don't know. It just seems like they gave him this backstory of like, hey, I lost my parents too when they took them away from me when I was a kid and put me into this stormtrooper program to
Right.
train him to be a ruthless warrior
Yeah.
and desensitize him to war.
Yeah.
And then his first battle, he's freaking out and definitely not desensitized.
Right.
And then he proceeds to kill everyone. Because he just starts blowing people up with a giant cannon and cheering, "Whoa, got him!" Even though, like 2 scenes earlier, he was like, "No, this is fucked."
Was it specifically the fact that
I don't know.
it was about killing for
See,
him,
that's
or
the
was
thing.
it that he was doubting whether or not the First Order
Exactly.
was on the right side?
I don't know. And I feel like
the fact, well,
it just,
but we do
his
know
character
because
doesn't make sense because he was like shell shocked and then started killing everyone and cheering and then was like this goofy comedy character.
Well, that's
But
why
it's
we
like,
can go with show don't tell in this. What they tell us is that he was a toilet boy and then he went to war and he didn't like it.
No, they don't.
What they show
don't
us-
tell us that.
Yeah, they do.
They tell us conflicting stories.
What are the conflicting
They tell
stories?
us first that he had his parents taken away when he was a kid because they wanted to train him as a soldier. And they trained him as a soldier. And then they tell us that he was a janitor.
Yeah, but why can't those both be the same?
It just doesn't make sense.
Why?
Why-
His family was taken away and then they put him in a toilet.
Why wouldn't they just make him a janitor or a stormtrooper? Why would they spend all the time to like... Because it seems like...
I mean, people
It
that are in
seems
the
like-
army still have to scrub the latrines.
I agree.
You know?
But it seems like he's the only stormtrooper who has ever defected.
Can we
Every
stop
other
touching thighs
stormtrooper...
a little bit now?
Every other stormtrooper is completely fine with massacring everyone, which leads me to believe they've been trained and desensitized to war, and they're just following
Well, they
orders.
do-
So why is he the one guy
This looks better too. Somebody
Yeah,
does
is, like,
make
wondering
mention
what's
later
happening.
of the fact that Unit FN 281, which is Finn,
Yeah.
that he has been resistant to the mind
That was his first battle.
to the mind shit that they do to babies.
That was his first battle, and they said, all right, he has to go to this mine shit. I don't know. I just feel like also, why would they take a ruthless, a man who's been trained to be a ruthless killing machine, who's just made to follow orders, and make him into a comedic character? It just doesn't make sense.
Because he's not ruthless. The point is that he's not ruthless.
Yeah, but
he's too
but then
emotional.
they wouldn't.
He's too,
But then they wouldn't put him in battle like that, because the Empire's whole thing is that like they kill you if you don't follow orders. They just annihilate you outright.
I'll also make this claim, however,
Or the First Order, whatever.
Stormtroopers, from the sounds of it, are not supposed to be bright. And if you are dumb and if you're not matching their program, they probably don't care much, because one of the big things about Stormtroopers is how expendable they are. They may have thought that they were sending him on that planet and he was going to die. He was part of the first wave of troops that they just let on the ground, and a bunch of people die. It was luck that he didn't. Maybe there are other people who are first responders or first wave stormtroopers that are similarly conflicted as he is, but they weren't as lucky as he is.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
they died immediately.
Yeah.
They also make mention.
However, that
Kylo Ren later on says in an off.
Yes.
Kylo Ren later on says, just like in a quick one-liner
love
kind of thing, to
you.
General Hux, he's like, "Methinks perhaps we should get a battalion of clones. They're more reliable." And Hux is like, "Bullshit, my troops are fucking great." That hurt. He's like, "They're fucking great, and they obey every command. This guy was an anomaly." So the point is that they are. Hey, Bug.
Senior blood correspondent, Ali Palmer.
We're live on the internet right now.
Am I both in Brooklyn and New Jersey right now?
Yes, you are.
Yep, that's the King Vertamian, which is the only border that divides
All right.
the two. So anyway, King Vertamian divides
It's not
Brooklyn
a person,
and New Jersey.
it's a border, yeah.
No, it's one guy that stands between New Jersey and Brooklyn.
I did like that.
I was going to tell you something.
What?
This is my theory about the stormtroopers, about the main guy, Finn, about why they use that characterization. I think the whole thing was a backstory to explain the guy in the first Star Wars movie who hits his head immediately and falls down.
What are you talking about?
Huh?
There's a stormtrooper in the first movie when they're storming the ship that Leia's on, that he hits his head and falls down immediately. And they, like, Lucas later added like a pew pew sound, so it sounded like he got shot, but he actually the actor hit his head on the threshold and fell over. It's very clear he like just hit his head.
What does that have to do with Finn?
I'm saying that the whole thing was that guy was trying to get himself out of war. Wasn't a mistake.
Oh, you think?
Oh, he cut his
Okay.
big toe off to avoid the draft, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
I still don't understand what's going on.
I'm not very clear how those two things are connected.
No, because they added a pew pew sound. He was shot by a laser. Revised.
Are we taking the revisions as canon?
Yeah.
The revisions are okay. All right.
Revisions are canon, man.
No, I just think that I just think that Finn. You could chalk it up to poor characterization or inconsistency, or
That's what I do.
or I mean I think that the what are they called, the New Order, the
Yeah.
First Order.
I just keep calling them the Empire. Same people.
Yeah, the Empire. I mean, I just think that they're not as orderly as you would kind of assume they are, based on
It
the fact
does
that they have
seem
a
like-
giant Death Star thing. And
It does seem like they are a little more like half cocked.
Yeah.
Like the Empire was very orderly and in control of everything and very calculating.
Well, I can
And
tell
the,
you,
the First Order is just like, fuck it, let's just blow everything up. Fuck these guys.
when did you see the movie?
Yesterday.
Yesterday. I saw it about 4 days ago, and I've spent every day since looking up shit about the movie. So I can give you a little bit of the context of the film that they don't give you in the movie itself.
But if they don't give it to you, what does it matter?
What do you mean?
Well, because I'm just saying that I don't think the movie was very good based on what they gave us.
You started this off by saying that you liked the movie.
I did. I give it like a 7.5.
Okay.
But it's not like I don't think it's any better. I don't think it's better than the original A New Hope.
I think it. That's tough to say too because A New Hope was just so unique feeling.
I think that if you had this movie come out without the Star Wars title,
yeah,
it would not do well at all.
Okay.
In the box office, there wouldn't be I don't think there would be a sequel.
I think that this movie, in the same way that Jurassic World relies on your nostalgia for Jurassic Park, I think that this requires.
I also think Jurassic World was dog shit.
I know you do, that was one of the things that I was wondering whether or not you'd have a similar reaction here, because I feel like this movie is a very direct parallel with Jurassic World, where it's just like it is almost.
Does this have a lot of dinosaurs in it?
I saw them the whole time. Why?
And a sex man?
You did?
Was there a sex man?
You
in there?
didn't do it. Because I think that both of them are basically soft remakes of their first movie.
I think this one is a hard remake.
Really?
Yeah. I think this is like, I think they had like, they just gender swapped some stuff.
They did.
I think other than that, it is a fucking, it's like such a hard remake. I mean, and they just didn't, like, instead of a Death Star, they have a big Death Star.
Right.
Like,
Life
the
Star.
villain is kind of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Also, the reveal, the whole, like, another thing that made me so upset was that in, like, the fifth scene, like, the first scene, you see Kylo Ren, and he's a badass.
Yeah.
He stops that fucking laser blaster, the bolt, and just stops it and then turns around, puts his hand down, and just starts doing shit. And he's still just holding it there. That's fucking cool as shit.
Amazing.
I love whenever he does stuff, like when you see other people use the Force, they hold you there with their hands. When he does shit, he just freezes you and then turns around and starts doing other things.
And there'll be a bolt frozen in the air. That was cool. And
So
that was
fucking cool.
That was something that like we've never seen the Force used that way before. That did something in this movie that I think other things did as well, which was fix the Force from being something that you need midichlorians in your blood for into being something that's just a mythical thing
Magic
that no
Force.
one's really
Magic
sure
Man,
how to use it or
Exactly.
what can be done with it. I thought that was very cool.
But then you go from that, and you're like, man, who is this fucking guy? This guy's crazy. He's wearing a mask. He's like fucking killing people.
I never would have assumed it was Dingleberry Jones.
I agree. I thought it was Peter Dilley.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Who? Patrick Dilley? I don't know.
Patrick. That's right.
But then you go and then you meet Han Solo, and then it's like Han Solo is like an old man, but he's still like, "Hey, chump chats, get the fuck off of my ship, you balls, you balls."
Hey, chump chat.
But I also wanted to point out that like it's kind of silly for them to be like, the Millennium Falcon's been here for years. I don't get. No one thinks it's a good ship, and then they get on it, and they're like, "This is a piece of garbage." And then as soon as they get on it, Han Solo manages to get on it too. As soon as they get on it, and he's like, "If I tracked you down, the Empire can track you down." It's like it took you fucking years to track this ship down, and it just so happens you have a bigger ship already. Why do you need this ship?
He likes the ship.
I mean, I get it, but like, and it's his property. It was stolen from him. But then it's just like so convenient that like, oh, Han Solo happened to track his ship down as soon as it was off-world, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know.
I'll say there are way too many coincidences in this movie.
Yeah.
Way too many coincidences in this movie.
But the thing that I was saying, I'm sorry, I just
you're
I
fine.
just want to get this point
Go for it.
across, is that you meet Kylo Ren, he's a badass. You meet Han Solo, you're like, dude, Han Solo's still at it. He's an old man. Chewie, I mean, they kind of made Chewie look older, and he's like way more annoying now because he's just an old man. He's just making old man jokes. Hey, Chewbacca, I see a diaper. I see a diaper. My grandson is chili snack.
Yeah, I remember. I love that scene.
I love that. Yeah, it's precious in my heart.
Yeah. Puts
and
hard
then-
pressure on my heart.
And then you see Kylo Ren talking to the new Emperor, whatever his name is, Pompous.
Supreme Leader Snoke.
Snoke, yeah. And he's like, I feel Han Solo, your father.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, oh,
Would you
well,
have-
that's not. Oh, okay.
Would you have
That
preferred
sucks.
them to have some grand moment later on
They
where
did.
where fucking what's his name? Kylo Ren goes like, "You never believed in me, father."
No, that's even worse.
That's my point.
No. They had moments. I believe that they wrote a very clever reveal, and the studio said people won't get it. You need to put it in earlier.
What moment?
Because so they say the words son and father like fucking 6 or 7 times throughout this movie. They don't let you fucking forget that they are related. It's so fucking obnoxious to me. And from the start, I was like so excited for the reveal who this could be. And then it was just in my face. I was like, "Oh, well, they said it. That sucks." And then like 2 scenes later, Han Solo is talking to Princess Leia, and he's like, "Our son Kylo Ren is fucking at it again. You know, the son that we had together. You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember them?
I was.
It's
talking-
all just exposition.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say,
Okay.
It's like I have this.
You've
whole
been practicing
thing.
this for days.
No. It's just like I'm trying to show you what the progression is and how much better it could be. Because then Han Solo is talking to Princess Leia, and they don't mention Kylo Ren. They just say like, "I saw him. I saw our son."
Yes.
And then he's talking to somebody about Luke Skywalker, and he's saying Luke started this thing to train Jedis, and one kid rebelled and fucking killed a bunch of people, and that's why he ran away.
Yeah.
And then later on, you discover that that Han Solo is like, Ben. And he even says, "I want to see the face of my son." And I think that was the reveal that they had. And I don't like that either. In like a couple of scenes before that, it's like they're hinting at this relationship where you're like, "Oh, Han and Leia have a kid. Cool."
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh, maybe he's a Jedi. A kid rebelled against Luke Skywalker. Oh, it was their kid. He's like fucked up. He's a villain." And they don't explicitly say, they're like, "You can still talk to him." And he's like, "If Luke couldn't do it, why could I?" He says, "Luke is a Jedi. You're his father." They never mention his name after that initial 2 reveals. You know?
Yeah.
And then they go about addressing it. But it's just like, why did you have to just throw it in my face? Why couldn't you make that like interesting, clever reveal that you've set up already?
Yeah.
And then early on, you're like, in this most like haphazard, like amateur script writing where it's like, "I feel your father. His name is Han Solo. Do you remember when you rebelled against him and that's why you are the way you are? Remember that?" You know, it's just like, fuck, man.
I think you could be right about that. And especially because the moment where Han Solo and Kylo Ren finally face off happens inside Starkiller Base,
Yeah.
where Kylo Ren is walking down a long platform that's over a pit, and Han Solo walks out to meet him, which directly mirrors
it.
Darth Vader saying,
Yeah.
"Luke, I'm your father."
And then Luke drops down to safety. But this time,
Right. Yeah, no safety for
No
Han.
more.
You might be right about that. Especially because I did feel some clumsy moments of screenwriting in there where I didn't pick up on that one. I didn't think that to me felt like they were just saying like, "We're not going to play this game. Maybe there will be things that we're going to reveal in surprising ways in future sequels, but right now this is the story that we're telling. Kylo Ren is Han's son."
right.
And it was fine with me. Maybe you're right and that was clumsy. I don't remember.
I think that was just like
But
that was such a letdown.
yeah.
Just personally to me, because I was so excited to see like, we know this, like this guy is he might just be like, this is a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know? How like Darth Vader was in A New Hope, it was just like, this guy's a fucking bad
See,
guy.
I didn't have that same anticipation for who is Kylo Ren. I didn't care.
Because also he takes his mask off at some point.
And you're just like, "Oh, some guy."
Okay.
Except I liked that because I think
I like taking his mask off because his character was supposed to be like just a human, like a kid. He's an adolescent that's been twisted by the dark side.
well, he's like 20s. He's like
No, is he?
He's
I
like
thought he was
25.
like 17.
No, my read of him was much older.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
I caught him on the cameras killing younglings.
what?
Yeah,
Whew.
he's blowing some kids away.
Oh, good. Okay.
That makes it better.
It would
That
still
makes
be
it way better.
It'd still be bad, but this is better. It's better. I
I thought he was a bitch.
I did pick up on a moment where when Han Solo and Princess Leia first see each other, it's like, our son. And then they talk for a minute. They basically cut. I have a theory here. I think that they cut out a substantial amount of things that are supposed to happen at that rebel base.
You think?
Because all of a sudden,
That was so quick.
all of a sudden, Han Solo and Princess Leia are standing like you and I are right now on the cameras, and it's just going like, we're gonna have to get on that planet. And then over here, it's just like,
Right, yeah.
our son Kylo might be there.
I did notice
if
that
I see him,
wacky
I'll
cut.
talk to him.
That was a very weird cut.
I think you can save him. I don't think I can save him. I've loved you.
Well, there was
And-
also this weird cut where it
fuck?
was, what's her name? Sarah Jesse Raphael?
yeah, she's in it.
Leia?
I saw it.
It was Princess Leia's face.
Yeah.
And then she was in the middle of saying something, and then it cut to a close-up of her face saying the next sentence. And it was like, what did you cut out there? What is it?
I don't know if it had anything to do with performances, because I think that she
Yeah.
came off as really
You think
wooden.
it was just bad editing?
I don't know if it was reworking some of the story beats.
Yeah.
But it felt to me like they had to just on the spot almost go like, hey guys, we lost this whole day.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, can you please stand against this wall and just explain everything that's happened so far and everything that's gonna happen?
Yeah, just explain all the scenes we missed.
Yeah, because it just felt so like that
Yeah.
to me. I was like, this is for idiots.
Yeah.
This is for people that like forgot the first half of the movie already somehow and are
Okay,
confused
yeah.
about what's going on. Like they may as well have just gone like, Leia, I just remembered what a lightsaber is. It's that thing when you push the button.
Oh, can you explain that to me?
I just did. I'll do it again.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
We're in space.
My son. It's Kylo
it's a
Ren.
bad guy.
Yeah. It's a bad guy. Yes. We, the heroes, have to beat the bad guys now. Like, it was very
Yeah.
stupid. It was
Yeah,
stupid.
I agree. And it was just it was just really like unfortunate.
I want to... Let's switch tracks for a minute.
Okay.
Because I want to praise the movie for a few things that it's done correctly, I think.
Soundtrack was great.
Soundtrack is fantastic. That one song where it's like bum ba bum. That's
I love my little boy, and he is Magic Man.
yes, that's right. The original Darth Vader theme was in. I love my little boy, and he's Magic Man.
My little boy is a magic man. Hey there, Luke.
Right off the bat,
I noticed you have magic powers.
yeah.
Take care, baby.
Somebody online pointed out that one of the first lines of the movie is that old man in the beginning that gives Poe Dameron part of the map to Luke.
Poe Dameron.
That's the guy's name.
I know.
Yeah.
This is funny.
But he goes, hopefully this will start to make things right. Somebody online was like, that's the filmmakers saying like, sorry about those prequels.
yeah.
We're going to
That's
start trying
funny.
to do real things.
The last line of the movie is, "Oops, sorry."
The last line of the movie is them going like, hope it worked. No idea.
We'll see next
Death Star
time.
blows up, and
Yeah.
for some reason, Rey goes, hope it worked, and looks in the camera, and she goes,
Winks.
I hope that paid off. Hope you like that.
I did see. It's so funny because when they revealed the big thing was that like, oh, it's just it's the same thing that we've been facing. Like I wish they were just a little more creative with it and just changed it and just made it a new thing. Just make it fucking Kylo Ren.
I agree.
You know, just make it that this guy's such a badass.
I
that-
didn't need the base.
I didn't need the base at all. I didn't need the X-wing fucking targeting thing.
Well, one of the things that I was gonna say to you before,
I think it would be more interesting if you make it a personal mission with where
I
it's
completely
Han Solo
agree.
versus this kid.
I completely agree, especially because that's in some way the way that the movies have always worked, where it's just like it's
Yeah.
more about the characters
And
than
that's
really what's going on around
what
them.
it was, except they just added this extra like 20 minutes where there's a space battle.
Well, that's why this one's just a remake of the first movie. Because in the first movie,
Yeah.
you don't even learn. This movie one-ups A New Hope in the sense that like you don't. Darth Vader in that movie is just a scary guy in a mask.
Yeah.
and you never find out what his deal is, and he just survives the attack at the end.
but
that's it.
but you know that he's like a
Scary.
scary guy and he has powers and that he's an evil
Sure,
man.
sure.
And
But
he's like a leader of the.
one of the pieces of context I learned for this movie that didn't end up in the movie, which would have been nice, is this. After the Empire fell at the end of Return of the Jedi, all the people that loved the Empire or whatever that survived ran away.
Yeah.
And they hid at the outer edge of the galaxy or whatever the fuck. And they just laid low. They laid low for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Or like 20, 25, something like that. Meanwhile, the like Republic rose back up to power and there was like democracy again. Great. This story is what the backdrop of Force Awakens is this. The First Order, the remnants of the Empire, started to group up together again and want to do what the Empire had done.
Right.
So they wanted to build a Death Star because that's what the Empire did.
Okay, I can see that.
And Leia, separately, tried to warn the Republic that she sensed that the Empire was coming back. And they ignored her.
Okay, I
So
like that.
she rebelled against the Republic to build a militia, which is what this resistance
Which is the resistance.
So nothing's really even happened yet. Like that fucking
Oh,
Empire.
okay. This
is new.
The reveal of the New Order.
Yes. Now this is not in the movie.
And they're just here to find Luke Skywalker.
Yes. Like they just want to fucking kill that Jedi guy.
So that was like their first attack
Yeah.
when they blew up the rebellion.
Yes.
Or what the Republic.
That at least is my understanding.
Okay, I do like that.
Now that's
I just thought it was
that's better. I don't understand
much
why
better.
that's not in the movie.
That's much better.
It took me how long to explain that to you? A minute and
Less.
a half?
Yeah.
Just have someone literally do that. I don't give a fuck. Just have
Give me
some
a
guy-
history lesson.
Yeah,
What is that? What is a stormtrooper?
sure.
Give me a
You know
history
what? The
lesson.
opening crawl starts with like Star Wars Episode 7, The
Yeah.
Force Awakens. First sentence, Luke Skywalker has vanished. Great. I love that. Next sentence, and a powerful force that
but the
resembles
thing is-
the fallen Empire has returned.
Great.
Right?
But they explain that Luke Skywalker's vanished in the movie.
I love that.
I don't need. But that's the thing. Like at that first scrawl,
Yeah.
that's all backstory that you need for the movie. But in the beginning of the movie, the entire movie is that Luke Skywalker's vanished, and we're looking for a map. We don't need to know that Luke Skywalker's vanished, because the entire movie is about how he's vanished, and they reiterate it multiple times.
Except these movies are about that sort of like pulpy adventure feeling, and I think it's
Okay,
fun.
yeah.
I think it's fun to have it just like spat in your face real quick.
This is the whole setting.
Yes, Luke Skywalker
Okay.
has disappeared. That's a fun mystery to have in a world where
Okay.
Luke Skywalker is the most well-known character, and it's especially what viewing audiences right now think we're getting. We did not know that Luke was only going to show up for a dirty 30 seconds at the end, and we.
I
wouldn't-
love a good dirty 30, baby.
Give me that. I heard them say, "Stash him in the dirty 30."
Somebody was mumbling that,
which
in the
is
audience.
always called. That's what they just call the last 30 seconds of a movie. The dirty 30. No one knew that. So to start it with going like Luke Skywalker's not in this movie is kind of cool.
Okay, that's cool. I did like how it ended too with what's her name, Rey,
Yeah.
just like looking distraught and just like fucking take this thing, man. Just take it. Just
Please
take
take
it.
this away from
Just
me.
take this away from me. Just take this.
And he looks fucking cool.
He looks good. Yeah.
Tell me that was
That's-
not exciting to
because
see Luke
it's also
Skywalker
funny-
disrobe, which is
Well,
what I saw.
It's funny because like if you haven't seen what Luke Skywalker looks like in the past 30 years, he does not look good. He looks like a mummy.
well, yeah.
He does. He looks like a scary old man who's malnutritioned.
Yeah.
But
overweight,
in that
malnutrition.
movie,
Yeah.
he looked fucking bad.
Well, have you seen pictures of Mark Hamill from like the premiere or anything?
No.
He looks really good.
He looks
he's
badass.
He's in good shape. He's,
Fuck yeah. You know why?
He's Luke Skywalker.
Space food.
He's been eating nothing but space nuts.
Yep. That's what I am. Couple
Anyway.
of space nuts. Anyway.
So
I
one
did
of-
like
yeah.
that since they have a bigger Death Star. I mean, it's kind of silly that they had to be like, it drains the sun. It's like,
well,
what?
does it? Why?
Why'd you have that be the thing?
Didn't the original one just shoot lasers?
Yeah. The original one could blow up a planet too. And they didn't need the sun.
Well, this one destroys a solar system.
Yeah, but think about it. But like the original was big enough that it just nuked a planet all at once, and it took a while to charge. The new one seems to take the same amount to charge, and it can
Seems
nuke
to
four.
take much longer to charge.
And it's way bigger, and it can nuke 4 planets at once. But it drains a sun
yeah,
until it's not there anymore.
yeah.
That, I mean, since it's bigger, it seems realistic to be like, well, it's 20 times as big. It can
Yes.
nuke 20 planets at once.
I agree.
But it
But
doesn't need to take the sun away.
well, but that's to play with the theme of
I think that was just to show a visual representation of
what's
some
happening
what's
to
happening.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Because Kylo Ren's whole struggle is with the light and the dark.
Yeah.
And in his scene with Han Solo, where he says,
I really liked that
where
scene.
he's saying, I know what I need to do, but I
Yeah.
can't do it. And Han says, I can help you.
I'll help
whatever
you.
you need. I'll
Yeah.
do whatever you need.
I did like
the
that
sun's
he was like
power is
crying
being
and shit.
depleted, and the rays of the sun are starting to close until that whole room is bathed in shadow because the
okay.
sun has now been defeated. It's visual storytelling.
That is the metaphor.
It's
right
showing,
there.
not telling, and it's metaphor.
Gotcha.
That works.
Okay, I like that.
Star Killer Base is stupid. Having a new Death Star is stupid. Having it eat light, which is what fucking Kylo Ren is trying to
You
do,
know what?
is
If-
a fantastic metaphor.
If the Death Star just ate the sun,
Yeah.
everybody dies anyway.
they just gobble up the sun.
Just destroy the sun. It's called Star Killer. Destroy the star and then float away, right?
And then, but then, is that?
Right? I mean, everybody dies without the sun.
But then it's like there's rioting and looting on the planet while the people all fight and
That's
they die.
awesome.
It's metal.
That's so cool.
But
I want to make a movie where they're just like, we're not going to destroy the planet. We're just going to destroy their source of energy, and then the planet will just go away and die on its own. And
what do
then,
you do with all this stored energy? Nothing.
Whatever. Just shoot it out into space.
Huh? Fuck you.
Hey, hey,
Hey.
fuck off.
Hey.
You're a loser. See that star? It's huge.
That star's huge.
And it's mine, baby.
I have the biggest Star Killer base in the whole universe.
I read
it's
something.
huge. And it's huge. It's huge.
I read something that it was like if Donald Trump,
Yeah.
he is worth something like $2 billion, which is a lot. Or his entire name, Trump, as like a brand, everything he owns, not his person, is worth,
Everything the light touches is his.
yeah, everything that has his name on it that he owns,
Yeah.
that his family owns, is worth like $3 billion.
Okay.
And then someone said, if he put that $1 million loan into a high interest earning like account, like this certain type of account, he would be worth $18 billion by now.
Wow.
Like, he's not a good businessman.
Yeah.
He just has enough money that he keeps just starting over. and
He
ruining
doesn't
things.
care.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
I don't know much about Donald Trump.
huge.
I seem to recall it being huge news that he went bankrupt a few years ago, like 10 years
He's
ago.
been bankrupt a couple of times.
And then I heard him on TV say he's never gone bankrupt, and no one went like, "Yeah, you have."
yeah,
So
no, a couple
I
of
don't
his,
know what's
I think
going
a
on.
couple of his companies have gone bankrupt.
maybe that's what it is. So
makes my duty twinkle.
let me.
Oh, I was gonna say about the Star Killer base.
Yeah.
I did like when they revealed it. They're like, "Well, what the fuck? How are we gonna kill this thing?" And Han Solo is just like, "Let's just fucking blast it. There's an opening." And they're like, "What? No, there's not." And he's like, "So what? It's bigger. Who gives a fuck? So it's bigger. So we just blow it up. It's fine."
You're saying you liked that?
That's the one part I liked about having the Death Star there again, because it was just like, this is the third fucking time we're seeing this thing,
I think
and now
that-
it's just bigger, and he's just acknowledging that like this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's just blow it up again.
Well, I think I think part of the reason that they even have the Death Star in this movie is really. I think that they're intentionally remaking A New Hope to
Yeah.
some degree, but I think that it is. I think it's all tied to that first line where it's like, hopefully this will start to make things right. I think that they were trying to do a display visually and thematically to say this is a return to
Right.
what the originals were like.
I just think they had a better villain already.
Well,
They made-
sure.
Like if they took, because I also felt like Kylo Ren was a little rushed because they had the switch from he was like this all-powerful guy. Then you saw one scene with him talking to Darth Vader in his mind, like, "Oh, Grandpa,
Oh, baby. I love my grandpa.
do it, baby!
Oh, I love my grandpa. Get this kid over here.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole theater started cheering at that moment.
yeah." And then it was like he started talking to the new emperor and was like, "I fucked up." Like, and even the emperor was like, "You're not strong enough
Yeah.
to do this." And the whole movie was about Kylo Ren trying to like be this great, powerful guy, but he's just fucking scared. He's just a scared kid.
He's just a scared.
He's just a scared.
Yeah.
Like, you already had an awesome villain in that.
Sure.
Like, and you had an awesome showdown.
Yes.
You know? Why not just flesh that out a little more and take out some of this filler?
Well, because they know that they're going to do 2 more movies.
That sucks too, man.
They're like filming in 2 weeks or
I
something.
know, but it's just like,
I'll tell you that.
can you just make a movie just to be a separate standalone thing? And
Oh, are you asking for Star Wars Rogue One, a Star Wars story coming out 1 year from today?
no,
Oh, well then are you talking about the Han Solo movie coming out in 3 years from today?
no, I don't want to see that.
Well,
Why
then
would
you're
I wanna
looking for Star Wars Episode 8 coming out in
No, I'm not. That's not a standalone movie.
18 months.
That's it.
Episode 8 comes out in May.
Well, yeah.
Of 2017.
Well, okay.
Does that not feel startlingly soon?
It seems like it was soon.
I would almost call it rushed, except I think that they are being smart and they've prepped
dude,
everything
yeah,
a
exactly.
zillion years ahead of time.
You know that you're making 3 anyway. Just fucking film them all at once. Start prepping them. Just you have everybody there. Just power through it.
But how crazy! Like that. That to
That's
me,
how they did the Matrix.
They may
movies,
as
and
well
those
just
were
be like,
beautiful.
yeah, it's going to come out in 3 months. Like that is so soon.
They might as well just release them all at once.
Yeah, I guess. One of the things.
Huge.
One of the things that they did that made me feel the same way that I felt about the original movies comes early on. This is such a stupid thing. It's such a small thing, but I saw it and I was like, I love that. BB-8, the droid, is often running on Jakku,
I did like that
the
little
sand
man.
planet. And BB-8 is they have this broad shot where BB-8 is rolling over these dunes in the foreground and heading off into the background. And as he rolls over some dunes in the foreground, a little robot just and then ducks back into
Yeah, and they have like a little like lizard banging something
Yeah.
with its face and
yeah,
stuff.
and it's just like it that original movie, they just did shit.
Yeah, they
and
just
it was
had
like,
shit happening in the background and foreground.
And it was the kind of stuff that they'd later have to go like, George Lucas, what's the name of that droid? And be like, let me, I know the name of it. Let me think.
the Gungan.
Karkunsky! The toy is available now!
Like, I feel like if somebody was like, what's the name of that droid that goes like, beep, 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 and ducks, J.J. Abrams would be like, I don't know. Okay, that's PT-101, and it's
BB9
that's BB-8's
brother. It's his dad.
So he was already there.
Yeah.
Why don't they look the same?
They're counting down. Well, he's new model.
Surprising. I'll buy 5 of them.
I'll buy 6 zillion of them.
Yeah, I'll take 1 jillion of them. But I love like that. Part of what made the original movies feel so.
Did you know BB-8 came to my birthday party this year?
I knew that.
That's why I love
Came to
you.
your birthday a whopping, what would that be? 9 months ago?
That's right, Bill.
10 months ago.
That's right, baby.
BB-8 was at your party.
BB-8 said hi. There's a little beep boop noise. I waited to tell you because I didn't want you to reel the movie.
Real movie. So you like BB-8?
Yeah, I didn't see anybody using him as a toilet, but he was
Very
close. He
disappointed by
got
that.
close.
They came close many times. I saw
That's
Han Solo
another
had to
thing.
stand up and buckle his pants a couple of times when somebody walked into the room.
All
think he got really,
come
really
back later,
close.
you little robot shit.
Yeah, shouldn't you?
I also got confused because Han Solo made it sound like there was tracking technology on the ship, but then in every scene, people are just like looking at them pass and being like, "Hey, contact the First Order because they're here."
Yeah.
Right? And then it was like, I feel like they couldn't. Like I
Yeah,
really
he was
liked,
like, if I can find this ship, they sure as
Yeah.
fuck can.
But then it's like, no, everyone else is just telling them where you guys are.
yeah,
Everyone is just telling them where you are.
you're right.
Like, I don't think they can track this at all.
I think
So-
you're 100% right about that. That is weird.
Which I just feel like there were just little moments. If you cut out all the little moments, if you just have one moment where Han is saying, "No, they can absolutely track this ship, and they will throughout this movie."
Yeah.
That's all you have to say. You don't have to have these
Yeah,
little moments.
so we have to keep in motion. We have to keep
Yeah.
going from place to place to
and you
place.
can cut out those little moments. You can cut out a lot of the attack on the base and stuff, and make everything a little shorter to flesh out these characters' stories
I agree.
a little more.
That would be fine with me. If they did that, that would
Yeah.
be fine with me.
And I honestly, I really like the Rey, the main girl.
Yeah.
She's just like, her character was just phenomenal.
I agree.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
Getting
Her
a lot of
acting,
heat
her
online.
acting is just great.
Yeah.
Express so much emotion, varying changes in it so quickly, and
I'm
it's like
excited to
really
see-
showing that she is like this. She's like a super tough like warrior character
Yep.
that's just like really scared
Yeah.
and just doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but she's just like trying to fight people.
Dummies online right now are giving that character a lot of shit.
That character was the best part of the movie.
Max Landis, our old friend, called her a Mary Sue, which is a term that I'm not familiar with, but it sounds like something a grandpa would say.
Did I get her name wrong?
Yep, her name is evidently Mary Sue.
Oh.
And that is that's a cliche in a movie. This is all brand new to me.
She was the least cliched part.
A Mary Sue is evidently a character that is needlessly flawless. And his claim is that
She's super flawed.
his character is that she learns how to use the Force immediately. That she bests Kylo Ren, even though Kylo Ren is basically a Sith Lord guy.
The whole movie was about how he's just afraid and he's not as powerful as he pretends to be.
I agree with you.
And
I don't have a
thought
single
she-
problem with
I thought she
Rey.
maybe.
I like her. I like everything she did.
I even liked how she learned how to use the Force, where she realized that like it's been calling to her and she's been avoiding it. And then she realized, like, if I just stay calm and just trust in myself, I'll do this. That's
Yeah.
why she tried it multiple times and then just breathed and
Yeah.
said it
and
calmly,
centered herself. And,
centered herself.
well,
And-
even I think that she took some pointers from Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
When Kylo Ren is trying to like, oh, give me this stuff.
Yeah.
Give me this stuff.
she's like,
She's like,
the
oh,
en-
that's a thing you can do?
Yeah, the
Okay.
entire movie, she's unconsciously feeling people out and knowing their fears, knowing their characters
Yeah.
without having to observe them. She's
Yes.
just like knowing things.
Yep, I agree.
And it's just like, I just thought that was in a movie where the main character is a badass girl, super round character. She has like a really fucked up childhood. She's expressing so much emotion, and her sidekick is this like black guy. I mean, he's kind of obnoxious, but also very round character.
The lead characters of a mainstream big budget,
Yeah.
one of the top grossing films of all time, if not the top grossing by this point,
it broke every record. That
does
there
not
is.
star a white man.
Yeah.
A white man is the villain.
Yeah.
And this is one of the first times that this
That's
has
like-
ever this is unheard of.
This is
and
the
it's
first like movie where there are as little cliches as ever.
well, they're cliches.
I
What are you
mean,
talking
just like
about?
I just mean like
You've been
cliches.
pointing out the cliches this whole time.
I mean cliches when it comes to
Who's in
casting.
charge?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, because and especially to have any complaints about how strong she is and how capable she is.
Yeah.
I mean, how many fucking movies have there been where a guy is the lead and he's flawless and nobody bats an eye?
Yeah.
Like, she's tough and capable. I love the scene where Finn sees her for the first time and she's being accosted by two just weird dudes.
And she beats the shit out of him.
by the time that Finn gets to her, she doesn't
and then
need help.
she looks at him and chases him down and beats the shit out of him.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, I'm going to kick your ass too.
Fuck you, mister.
Now I just feel like kicking ass.
Yeah.
She's following from the path set by Leia a little bit.
Yeah.
In the original Star Wars movie, as we're reading on Studio Rejects,
Exactly.
they go to save her on the Death Star, open the door, and she's like, "What fucking took you so long?" Comes out, grabs one of their guns, and starts killing
blasting
people.
people, yeah.
Didn't need to be saved.
No.
Needed
She
that
just-
door
she
open.
just needed that door open.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's about it.
Yeah.
And I like that. That's one of
Right.
this
Makes my
movie's
dick rock
strengths.
hard for you.
Yep, and that makes me gotta go.
Your name is Gabba Go.
Gobble go. I think that Finn additional. I think that he's played off as a bit of a bozo, but he's
Yeah.
all heart, which I like.
I do like that.
He-
And I did like that at all throughout the entire movie, they know exactly who he is. And they're like, you fucking traitor, dude.
Oh my
Fuck
god,
you. That
Well-
one battle where that guy pulls out his wacky lightning stick and he's like, traitor! And he throws his gun away.
Traitor!
And he's just
Yeah.
like, it's funny though, because it's funny to see, like, if I feel like it would be a better moment if the stormtrooper was like, you fucking traitor, throws his gun down, pulls out the stick, and then the traitor pulls out a lightsaber and lights it, and everyone's not like, what the fuck? Fuck that! And everyone
Yeah,
would
yeah,
fucking run
yeah.
away. Because the whole point of that weapon is that there's no weight.
Well,
and it's just like you're dead. You're fucking dead. You don't need like if you can parry his weapon,
yeah.
there's no weight. You bonk. You know, it's like
Lightsabers are different now.
That's why it's so. That's why it's like. I
The
feel like
prequel
throughout
trilogy-
the entire movies, there's never a moment where they're like, "Listen, this is the most dangerous thing because if it touches you, you fucking die, and you won't." Normally, with a sword, it's easy to feel the weight, and you won't swing it into yourself.
Right.
But now you can just move it, and you'll fucking cut an arm off super easy.
The prequel trilogy turned lightsabers into a joke where everyone had them and everyone's jumping
Right.
against walls and flipping them all over the place.
Yeah.
A character in the third movie wields 4 lightsabers at once and spins them like saw blades.
which is awesome. Do you know that character's backstory?
General Grievous?
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of sweet.
What is it?
So in the Clone Wars, there's like an animated series based on just the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
There's people keep hearing about this crazy robot that somebody made.
Oh, he's already a robot?
Yeah, he's a crazy robot somebody made.
That's a bummer.
And
I thought that the
He
point of
just-
him was that he had been human but kept
Yeah.
being replaced by parts or something.
yeah,
like
he
that.
had been human. Crazy robot somebody made. And they never mention this in the movies. Crazy robot that he has just transformed himself into a machine that's just fan blades of just like death. That you can't go near him because he's just like a dervish of lightsabers. So you
Yeah.
can't blast him because his lightsabers just protect him at all times from blaster fire, and he just walks at you and just like fucking puts his arms around you and just like cuts you to ribbons.
That's fucking weird.
And at one point, Obi-Wan is fighting him, and he's like trying to like break through, and
so he's just going like,
he's like trying to use the Force, but this robot just has automatic weapons
Yeah.
for lightsabers and is just using the Force back without having to try because he doesn't have to use his fucking hands.
does he use the Force?
Yeah.
Grievous does?
Yeah. And at one point, Obi-Wan manages to destroy his chest plate
Yeah.
and like breaks a component of his heart. And he's all fucked up and injured, and he like escapes. And that's why in the third movie, Grievous is always like coughing and wheezing and shit because
Okay.
he's all injured.
All right.
But they never mention that. Like,
I know.
I thought that was such a cool villain where they're just like, fuck it, dude. We'll just like that's the first time that they took it to a logical conclusion where they're like, what if we make a robot that's just spinning?
That's totally like that's
You
like
know?
that thing where like if Bowser really wanted to kill Mario, he would just make there be a door that when you walk through the other side just opens up into a pit that's full of spikes that you can't defeat and
That's
just
it.
kill you immediately.
Yeah. Why do you make all these platforms just perfect enough to jump over?
I agree, but again, I think the prequel movies took lightsabers and just jammed them down our
I
throats
agree.
until they were not cool
This
anymore.
is too much shit.
They've nerfed lightsabers in the new movie Force Awakens to a strange degree
See,
for me.
I would like to see it where it's like if you have a lightsaber, you have a
You're just immortal
significant
or something.
advantage.
Well-
Like, you have because if you can wield a sword and you have a lightsaber,
yeah.
you're fucking unstoppable. Like against
Yeah.
like if it's like a melee fight, if they don't have guns,
Yeah.
you fucking win every battle.
Well, the
if I had a
original-
lightsaber and I go against the most trained swordsman, if I can just manage to touch your sword with it, your sword is gone.
Yes. But the original idea behind lightsabers and like how they were shown in the original trilogy, George Lucas wanted them to be like wielding Excalibur.
Yeah.
That when
They're,
you
like,
hold them,
heavy,
they're like
weighted.
100 pounds, and that's why all
Right.
their duels are just like bonk because it took so much fucking bonk.
That's why other duels are like. I know. I just like.
In this movie, they're doing both. Lightsabers seem to be lighter now, but she like touches it on Kylo Ren at one point, and it just goes like,
She like
and
slices
it
him
hurts.
apart.
He fucking runs it up Finn's back, and Finn's alive and not cut in half.
Yeah, but I thought he like just caught him with it.
well, he did,
Yeah,
but that's not viable for me.
I agree. Because also in that same battle,
Should just kill you. She cuts his face.
in that same battle, they're swinging and cutting trees in half.
Yes, exactly.
And then it's
you know
like,
what I mean? Like,
touched you in the shoulder. Gotcha.
yeah.
But she does keep going for the same attack where she just like parries and then just goes to throw it in his chest and he just like backs off.
Tries to get him in the trachea.
She keeps
Tracheum.
just grabbing him in the tracheum.
I know. Well, she was trained by the best.
Gorgeous George.
Gorgeous George. She watched Mortal Kombat.
Right.
I agree. I don't know. That fight, however, that final fight between Rey and Kylo Ren is one of the best lightsaber battles, one of the best fight scenes I've seen in recent memory.
Wonderfully choreographed.
Kylo Ren being a sniveling shit man.
Yeah. And he's also in that fight, he's been throughout the entire movie, it's shown Chewbacca's blaster fucking annihilates people.
Yeah.
Pretty much throwing a grenade at them. And he
Yes.
gets shot directly in the fucking stomach with that thing. And he's still just like, fuck this. And he keeps
And he starts punching himself,
in the side and like, fuck, and just like gritting his teeth and slashing at her. Like, that's so fucking badass.
Now here's an interesting thing that I wanna talk about with you. I haven't brought this up with anybody yet. Not for a mysterious reason, but I just haven't because it's hard for me to articulate this point. Kylo Ren is
Great name.
Is a baby
Shit child.
He's just an asshole kid.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and he wants to be hardcore.
So you want to be hardcore?
Well, you know what I mean. Like he
wants to be fucking Darth Vader.
But that's so nerdy and pathetic.
He has Darth Vader's mask.
Yeah.
And he like speaks to it.
Daddy, my granddaddy.
Well,
Which
my
I will say that I think that is really fucking cool that he has Darth Vader's head.
And
it doesn't seem to just be the mask. It looks like there's a skull in there.
Does it?
It seems like he has Darth Vader's head.
Because it's so cool that his mask looks all fucked up too.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that Kylo Ren's mask is super cool too, by the way.
Yeah,
I
it just
can't
didn't
see-
look cool when he took it off.
You know,
But
those-
Darth Vader's mask looked really dumb
Those
when he took
chrome
it off,
lines
too.
that are over his head.
Super cool, yeah.
I keep seeing
Find
patterns
him.
like that on things. Like
Find him.
I was looking. There was a grill of a car that was very similar
yeah.
to that, and I was looking. I was like, "Oh, I want to watch that movie again."
Sweet.
Seeing chrome lines that are parallel to each other
Super cool.
makes me think of Kylo Ren and makes me want to
Yeah.
watch the movie a second
When he
time.
had his hood off, though, his mask looked really silly.
I thought
I loved his mask with the hood up.
Yeah.
Because it was just like this faceless black void with
Yeah.
like chrome lines to just like suggest a face.
Yeah.
But then he took his hood off and it was like, oh, this is just a funny helmet.
Well, it's that sweeping dome thing like Darth Vader
Yeah.
has. A bunch of people have suggested that he literally like took a mold of Darth Vader's helmet and just built a replica for himself to wear. Yeah,
That's cool.
But so anyway, the fact that Kylo Ren is so eager to be as dark and as hardcore as possible undermines his scariness. But I have a real thing I always have about
You tearing up?
I'm definitely gonna cry in 3 seconds. Done.
3.
So there are like guys that I've known that are like, I'm a good guy.
I'm a tough guy.
I'm a really nice guy.
Tough chap.
And then they'll just be like, fucked a chick last night, pound it. And it's like, well, that's not really what that guy that you're pretending to
No,
be
that's
is.
a good guy. You can be happy for your sexual endeavors. Be excited to share your, like, oh yeah, I had a mutual experience with a woman last night, and we enjoyed each other.
I
We banged.
had a mutual experience with a woman last night.
Yeah,
well, that could mean anything.
I had a sexual awakening.
We
last
mutually
night.
experienced a thing last night.
And I want to share my enthusiasm. I want to share my.
Did
my
you
love
have
heart with
sex
you.
or did you like see a movie?
I will
or-
not tell.
Okay.
I will not repeat myself.
I refuse to repeat myself. Hello. But do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like you can profess all you want that you're one way, but if your actions are to the contrary, then you are
Yeah, just
the lady doth protest too much a little bit kind of
carnivorous moss beast.
thing. Yeah, you might be a carnivorous baby. But Kylo Ren
Sure.
is doing everything that he can to be scary, which I think is pathetic, except he kills his own father. And then he gets his face slashed in half a little bit. And so, the next time we see him, he's going to be all scarred up and fucked up.
And
looking.
he is badass when he puts his helmet on.
Yes.
Fucking bad.
Okay.
Even his voice.
Find them.
My father.
Kill them.
When he takes his helmet off, you can barely tell a difference between his speaking voice and his helmet voice, I thought.
Yeah, but when he
That
has
guy's-
the
that
helmet
guy's
on,
voice
and you're
is
like,
so
this,
deep.
and when he has the helmet on, and his face is just a void,
Solo.
no emotion,
Yeah.
and he's fucking stopping laser blasts with his
I
hands
agree.
and fucking cutting people and going in a rage.
I agree.
and
but-
slicing shit.
But
know?
you see what
that's badass.
you see what a crying child he is every
Oh,
time he
yeah.
takes off his mask.
Exactly, yeah.
But he is
Which
becoming.
is why it's important for them to remove the mask and show he's just
Sure.
another guy.
But I think that he is becoming that scary character.
Yeah.
Which is like, And then I feel like it's going to be like careful what you wish for a little bit, where it's like he wants to be the big scary villain or whatever, and he's not there yet.
He's not ready to accept the consequences. Of
Exactly.
That.
Yeah. You
Which
know
is
what I mean?
why he wasn't. He knew he was like, I have to kill my dad, but like I can't fucking do this.
And I just don't know if he has the constitution. Like he did it.
Yeah.
He killed his father, but like I feel like it's the equivalent of there being a kid that is like from a nice suburban home that had every privilege.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no, I'm going to become a hardcore gangster. And then he steals a bunch of money, steals a car, and then like kills people. And he's just like crying about it.
And he's just
like,
afraid.
I don't know if I can do it. And then now he's like, I didn't want to do it. I didn't mean
But
to
he's
do
like,
it.
you already did it, dude.
You did it. You did it. Now you're the villain.
Now you're a hardcore gangster.
You know what I mean? Does
Yeah.
that like? And that's a weird thing to be like. I want to be hardcore, and I don't think that he has it in him.
Well, also,
But he's doing
He's
it.
like been twisted by the dark side, Bill.
But
because
that's
even
always weird
the
to
entire
me.
time he's just like, the dark side is how I like. He just wants power. He wants strength. and the
Except-
dark side is how he gets it.
For all these movies, for 6 movies, we've been told shit like your father was killed by Darth Vader because he became Darth Vader, and Anakin ceased to be. Anakin is dead. But then we're shown that at the end of Jedi, he returns to the light. Anakin's in there. Anakin comes back. Luke helps bring him back. And then we get all those prequels where basically the Jedi, the Council, would
You
be
can
like,
always change.
he's evil. He's evil. He's a bad kid.
He'll
and he's gonna
never
be evil.
come back.
And it's like all these movies have told us is that you're either good or you're bad.
Except for that last one, Return of the Jedi.
Exactly.
When it's like, oh no, he redeemed himself.
Which is
because
why
he loves his son.
Which is why I kind of hope that they don't do the whole like black and white.
Yeah.
And I mean that as metaphor things. I hope they don't go the didactic it is or it isn't route.
Yeah, but they haven't so far because
That's
this
true.
kid is struggling, trying to be a powerful, evil, badass dude.
Yeah.
And as soon as he takes his helmet off, he's just revealing all of his fear and emotion that he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. This guy, I'm just in too deep now. I can't get out. This guy just wants me to be a badass, and I just got to keep pretending like I'm a badass.
Yeah.
Which is why even that he can't best this new Jedi. Like, maybe it's not that he's a badass, but maybe it's just like she just became a Jedi and she has all your powers. Like,
Yeah.
you're not that strong at all.
I guess
You know what
that's
I
true.
mean?
Well, they're supposed to be paralleling each other. They're both racing to become the best. She's racing to become a Jedi.
Yeah.
And he's racing to become a Sith.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a fun thing. Like who's going to get more powerful first? Because right now they seem kind of evenly matched.
Right.
Which is
And
weird because
also-
we don't know what he's been up to, but you would think that he would know way more than she does. However,
but she also is clearly trained.
You
She's
think
like living. Well, not trained as a Jedi, but she is living a very difficult life where she has to constantly fight off marauders.
True. That's true. Yeah,
You
she
know.
knows how to fight.
She knows how to like scavenge and shit like
Boy,
that.
that fight
like,
was fucking great. That their
that
fight in
last
the woods.
fight. That was really exciting.
Um,
Yeah, I think overall it was a good movie. I love the universe.
Yeah.
It's a great sequel.
I thought it was incredibly exciting.
Very exciting. Most of the CGI was fucking gorgeous.
Plenty of faults.
I just wish plenty of faults. I wish that they kind of fleshed out the universe a little more.
I agree.
Instead of just making it like we're in this new incredible place.
Yeah.
Like I see all these crazy monsters. Like give me a little bit of what George Lucas would have done, and like put monsters doing shit around.
Well,
You
they
know what I
did
mean?
have
Like-
that
like they
big
go-
boar drinking out of that trough thing. I
Right,
mean, that's
that
fun.
was awesome,
That
and
was
he's like
great.
drinking out of it. He's like, "Oh God, this is disgusting."
But I
water.
need it.
But I need it. Yeah, but then later on, when it becomes they're just running from the First Order, the Empire, and they go to their rebel planet,
Yeah.
and it's like you see all these creatures,
Yeah.
and they go into one building. You know, let's globetrot
I
a
agree.
little bit. You know, let's explore this universe. Let's like.
It's funny.
Go-
You're right. There are things that George Lucas would have done that
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss. He would have said something about the politics.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He maybe would have said too much.
maybe, but
And
that's
maybe
why
shown us a council meeting or something. But
Right.
it's important to have the stage set correctly.
Yeah.
That whole thing about the Empire rising and having been hidden all this time, I would have loved to have known
see
that.
Yeah. And I just it was. What was I gonna say? I had another idea as soon as I said that.
I don't
But I
know.
don't remember.
There's one last thing that I want to ask you about, and then I'm pretty much satisfied with this conversation, I
My
think.
diaper?
Yeah, what's your diaper doing down there?
I did notice the stormtroopers walk like they have poo in their pants.
Well, that's good. Han Solo's death.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Saw it coming.
Yeah.
Soon as, but I like the way, they did it.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming until he went to confront his son, and his son was like crying, and he was like, "I know what I have to do," and I was like, "Oh, okay, he's gonna kill him.
Yeah.
He knows what he has to do.
Yeah.
That's you. Yeah, you're dead. There's
he-
no way he can get. There's no way that Han Solo can get out of this alive. You're
Yes,
dead.
I felt the exact
You're
same
too close
way.
to him right now. You're dead. Everyone's watching you do this. There's no way they're gonna cheer after this. They're gonna blow up this base.
Yeah. Did you feel any emotion for it?
I was glad because he was the most annoying part of the movie.
See,
Honestly, I didn't.
I
like
did
him
not
at all.
I
liked
didn't see what everybody else in the world saw. I did not see Harrison Ford feeling like Han Solo. I thought
No.
that Harrison Ford felt like
an old
cartoon
man who was exactly.
comedy old man.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. He was making dad jokes
Yeah.
and was just playing a cartoon character. Hey, I like that. Can I use this blaster?
Hey, big
Blam!
thing.
I like that, Black Betty.
Come with me, big shot.
Hey, tough shit.
He said that to Finn. Finn was like, "I'm a big shot in the Resistance."
Oh yeah.
Finn is the comedy character.
Yeah.
Give Finn the comedy lines. Give Han the like stoic hardcore lines.
Yeah, make
like
him
at one
make him
moment,
still a stoic old man.
Finn is lying to Rey and being like, "Yeah, I'm part of the Resistance. I'm a member of the Resistance." And Rey walks off at some
And
point.
Han Solo knows he's not.
Han Solo goes, "Women find out. They always find
Yeah,
out."
they're gonna know the truth.
Great Han Solo line.
Great line.
Having Han Solo be walking around and like Chewbacca goes like, and he goes, "Oh, you're cold."
Yeah, like,
Well,
but
not-
that's something that they always used to do. But now you have a new comedy character. You
Yes.
have a new like goofball.
Finn is your jokester,
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all I need.
like
Anyway.
even then, have them be outside. Chewie yells, and Finn goes like, "What the hell is he saying?" He says he's cold.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, fine.
Like-
that one moment where Han Solo is like shooting people, and then he points his gun over
Right.
here, shoots,
And
a
then
guy
looks.
falls, and then looks.
Yeah.
What is he using the fucking? What is that?
Well, some people theorize that he is going to come back as a Force ghost.
Those people are wrong.
They are wrong. If he comes back as a Force ghost, that's just stupid. Because
is slated
it
to
had
appear in episode 8.
Only like 3 people came back as a Force ghost, and they were like the most powerful ones who discovered how to do it.
Technically, it's 4. Thank you, Qui-Gon Jinn.
After the remake, Anakin came back.
Excuse me.
So I guess they had Darth Vader, and then it was Anakin, right?
What are you asking me?
So I was counting
At the end of Jedi.
I was counting Qui-Gon Jinn as the first,
Okay.
and then there was Ben Kenobi, and then there was Yoda.
Yes, so that
Yeah.
would be 3.
That's 3. That I said 3 originally,
And
but
Darth
then
Vader.
Darth Vader, yeah.
Fool. Anyway,
Fuck you.
I knew 4 immediately. I would have said it in my dreams.
And you did. That's how I knew the number.
You've been in my dreams? Get out of there!
At work, maybe I should just save this for a different show.
Why?
Whatever. So at work the other day, we were doing inventory. It was around 2 a.m. It was just me and my boss, Jenny.
Yeah.
We had every liquor bottle in the bar that was like on all the back shelves, all over the bar top,
Okay.
all over the countertop. And she was calling out a liquor. I would measure it and give her the count. She would put it in the computer. Okay, perfect. And then I hear, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" And I look back, and this guy's just in there, 2 a.m.
Not a guy that works with you.
Not a guy that works
patron.
there. Some guy.
Yeah.
And he sits down next to Jenny. And she's like, I mean, we're kind of busy. And he's like, "All right, yeah, I just have a quick question." She's like, "Oh, all right, well, yeah, what's up?" And he's like, I used to work here, and I'm wondering if you guys might have anything open. I had to go away for a while, but I'm just wondering if you have any positions open or anything.
2 a.m?
And she's like, "Oh, I don't handle any of that stuff. I don't know. You should email managers at Dirty French and send them your resume, or just come back.
You should eat me.
You should come by
Lame-o.
tomorrow, maybe around like 2 or 3 p.m. Anytime like 9 to 5. Come by." And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, what do you think is available right now?" And he wouldn't stop asking her, and I was just sitting there like, "Oh my god, what the fuck are you doing? I've been here for 10." Like I was genuinely there for 14 hours already, and I was just like, "Dude, I've been here for 14 hours.
You're
You
just keeping
cannot
me
do this
here."
right now. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fucking kill you." And then he started he was like talking to her like, oh yeah, well, you know, what kind of stuff is available? She's like, well, maybe like the kitchen, like doing prep work in the kitchen or something like that, or doing after hours stuff. Like we're pretty full up on the front of the house. And he was like, oh, okay. Well, let me show you this. And she's like, do you have a resume? Can you just like forward it to me? He's like, yeah, here. Let me show you this. And unfolds a piece of paper, and it says like flat screen TV, 8,000, stereo, like all these numbers, and then at the end it says 420,000. Like he has all these expenses that he wants to get, and it's going to cost him 420. And he's like, do you think I can? Which one of these numbers do you think I can make in the next 3 months? And
What?
it says 420,000. It says like 8,000, 30,000, 80,000. Which one of these numbers do you think I can make in the next like 3 months? And she was like, dude, I mean, if you work like every day, maybe 8,000. If you work a lot, you can make 8,000 in 3 months.
What the fuck?
As like an entry level prep kitchen guy that comes in at midnight, you know? And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. What if I like invent a position, you know, where it's like I come in, I wear my suit and tie, I'm dressed nice, and I like, you know, I make sure everybody's doing okay. I refill their waters, you know, I make sure their food is good. What about that? And she's like, well, that already exists. It's called a back waiter. And they're not making 400,000 in a lifetime.
What?
And he just keeps asking. He's like, and he starts interrupting her. Go, hold on. And he looks at me, and he was like, am I crazy? Do I sound crazy right now? And I went, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, it's 2 a.m.
He said, yeah.
I went, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's 2 a.m. Why are you doing this at 2 a.m?
What? Do I sound crazy right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Hey guys, Mr. Roro's son is in the Roro
Suri's in the chat. Hi, guy.
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, man, like you're off to a bad start if you're trying to get a job. Like,
why don't I invent a position? Why don't I show you the things that I hope to buy?
Yeah, and then he was like, maybe I could get like, I was hoping to get like $45 an hour.
Like I would say,
and she was just like, yo, dude.
Wait. What did you just say?
He said, maybe I can do that, and like you could pay me something like $45 an hour. Do hourly. And she's like, dude, like the highest hourly paid is like 25.
Yeah,
and you are not getting that. Like, are you insane?
The thing is, like, if this is 2 a.m, you would almost assume that this means that the guy is on drugs.
Yeah,
and the money is for drugs. Do you think that he drew up a list to be like, this is the $420,000 worth of electronics I want to make you be off his trail in just wanting drug money?
Dude, I have no idea.
Do you know what I mean? That's a real question I'm asking you.
I do. I have no idea. It turns out that he previously worked there about a year ago. He went to jail in October of 2014. Apparently, he was walking around downstairs, just like walking around in the kitchen, wandering around looking for his paycheck on Sunday. And they were like, yo, like, you haven't worked here in over a year. Your paycheck is not here, dude. Like, that shit, like, isn't valid after 3 months. You have to talk to, like, these people.
I mean, that's a lie.
And
like, he's lying and being shady and
he
scary.
did work there. He did work there and went to jail and is looking for his paycheck, but he's also insane,
right,
and is asking a bunch of bizarre questions. And then one of our room service guys came up and was like, hey, did you see a guy wandering around here? He was like wandering around the kitchen looking for his paycheck. Like, is there not security right now? Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, you know me. That's scary to me.
I mean, it was scary, but it was more just like, I'm so fucking sick of this guy talking to my boss. And then eventually she was like, yeah, so forward that stuff to this. Come by tomorrow. Come by Monday through Friday, 9 to 5.
When was this?
This is Sunday, 2 a.m.
When's the next day you have work?
Thursday.
Yeah. I hope you go into work.
And
he's that guy's in a suit. Hi, I'm making $45 an hour.
Or $400,000 a year, whichever comes first.
What do you think I'm going to get off this list tonight? What the fuck?
And then my boss is like, hey, this is our new employee. I don't know.
He's your boss.
I don't know. He's my boss now. We sold
I hired him.
We gave the restaurant to him.
I accidentally hired him as my boss.
And we signed a contract that said I'd love him forever. And now I got to do it.
If only I didn't promise I'd never fire you ever.
Dude, it was infuriating. And then eventually, she was just like, "Yeah, do this, whatever. Come back like at a reasonable hour." And then I went, "All right, Jenny, what's the next one?" And we just started going back to doing it, and he just sat there next to her, just sat there looking at his phone. And then after like 15 minutes, he was like, "Okay, all right, what was your name? All right, man, I'll see you." He was like, "I'm going to come by on Monday. I'll see you on Monday." And she was like, "All right, I won't be here. Don't ask for me."
That's
God.
bizarre.
It's so fucking weird. At one point on Saturday, like a Saturday at 1 a.m., so I guess Sunday morning, 1 a.m., it was like so fucking busy. We had 300 people just in our little space. Some woman came in with a resume and was like, "Hey, can I give you this resume?" I was like, "No, we're not." I was like, "Look, I'm really busy. We're not going to hire you.
Not
if you
the best
don't-"
time.
Yeah, you're off to a really bad start.
Yeah, you
like-
have no awareness of anybody else's needs.
Yeah, this is insane.
Yeah.
At one
Jesus.
point, I remember the reason I say that is because my boss, Charles, our GM, at one point somebody came by in the middle of the super busy service on like a Friday night at like 8:30 at night, like the busiest fucking time. And they were like, "Hey, can I speak to somebody about applying for a job?" And he was like, "No, we will never hire you."
That's what Jim Ferber did.
Yeah, he was like, "We will never hire you. I don't
Fridays.
know why you would come by to speak to somebody about a job. Drop off your resume, 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We'll contact you. But we're not going to contact you now because you're insane."
Right, yeah.
Like, this is so stupid.
I agree, and that's the only way that they're going to learn, but that's, I don't know. To me, that feels harsh. I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
You're interrupting everything.
I agree, but...
All right, Bill, you want a job?
Whatever.
Hey, Bill, give me a job in your office. I want to be your dilly boy.
Nope.
Give me $45 an hour. I got a TV worth $8,000 I'm trying to buy.
Fine.
It's an 80-inch television.
All right.
Right? Because how crazy, how huge is your TV if it's worth $8,000?
Gotta
right?
be huge.
Gotta be huge.
It's gotta be huge. Huge.
Gotta be huge.
Anyway,
Sup, Will and Bobby.
let's wrap this up. I think that
Yeah.
we've said pretty much all that we need to say. Except I just want to point out that when the movie started and I was sitting in the theater, the lights started to dim, and the guy in the seat behind me went, "Yeah, baby."
It was me.
And I immediately,
Yeah, baby.
I was sitting there and I just went,
Oh, I would love that.
and I just tried to gesticulate.
Yeah, baby.
I gesticulated in a very theatrical manner where I was like, he will see my hand when I go
Like a Jedi?
yeah, and I just went, stop it. I went,
Stop it.
Stop.
Like fucking George Wendt. What's his name?
Yeah, George
Harry
Wendt.
Danger.
Harry Danger.
Huge.
Huge. Is that who you think?
Yeah. What's it? Trump.
Harry Danger.
Huge.
Is that? I thought initially you were saying like HARRY.
I'm gonna want to see
like
the
some
movie.
pulp hero.
I'm gonna want to see the Star Wars.
But if that's Trump,
huge,
then it's
this movie's gonna be huge.
It's definitely
you gotta
like
be quiet.
HAIRY, like Harry Danger, because of his fucking goofball animal on his head. Anyway, I did that because I was like, he better not do that throughout this movie, please, for the love of God.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Fuck.
I hope at every scene.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
And eventually just starts leaning forward
Yeah, baby.
to get next to my ear. Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Hey, Bob, you ever see me pass through a shadow wall?
Yeah, baby.
Here we go. You'd think our heads would be merged by now.
Yeah, baby. Oh, I see yours. Yeah, baby.
Anyway.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So that's all.
Just
I
go on
got.
YouTube to watch
As
that
the movie continued, people kept like clapping when something exciting would happen.
Which, I mean, I expect that.
I never expect that. I would have
For
told
Star
you.
Wars, I expect people to clap and
I would have
woo.
told you I would hate it.
Woo woo.
I went to Star Wars because I wanted to get caught up in this madness about it
Yeah.
and start to get some of that
Right.
energy, and I fucking got it.
Yeah.
People were like clapping and go like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
at certain points, and I was like, absolutely, that was fucking great.
See, when I saw The Dark Knight Rises, I
yeah, but
hated that. Yeah, baby. Because they only clapped at parts where I was like, why the fuck would that happen? Fuck this movie. Fuck Anne Hathaway.
I've
and then
got to
everyone
get me
else,
one of these. Yeah, baby. Woo.
I look good. Yeah, baby. When at the end, when fucking Dark Warlock, what's Batman, is
Sure.
looking at Anne Hathaway and he sees that old fuck man.
That old fat man.
That old fat fuck man.
How the fuck did you get to France, you fat?
Fuck man.
That's it.
And he sees that old fuck man, and he nods, and everyone woo started clapping. And I was so mad at that part. I was like, "This, why are you whooping?
They died. This is in hell.
This is purgatory.
It's a shadow realm they're
It's
in.
a shadow wall.
This is the shadow wall that divides us on YouTube.
That old fat fuck man.
Fat. Yeah.
I wanted to.
You managed to remain unspoiled, by the way,
Yeah.
the whole time. I got spoiled.
What did you spoil? What was spoiled for you?
I opened up Devin Faraci's review of Force Awakens.
What would you do? Why would you open up a review and not expect to be spoiled?
Oh no, I didn't open it. There was a blurb like on Twitter where they have like a little preview of an article. It was there, and it had the first line of the review or something like that. And it said like when they blow up Starkiller Base, like the first line of his review, and I was just like, "The fuck is Stark? Oh, that's the Death Star. That's the name of the Death Star." And they blow it up at the end. And I'm like, that's not that big a deal because the second I see Starkiller Base, I'm gonna be like,
I mean, even if you see it on the poster, it's in the background.
I agree.
And you're like that. They're gonna blow that up.
but it gave me that quick pang of like, oh no. And then
Yeah.
somebody online wrote. There are a bunch of people that are just trying to spoil the movie to ruin people's
Oh yeah,
fun.
that's why I haven't looked at any YouTube. I was looking at a Magic the Gathering lore video.
Yeah.
And that's how fucking boring and inane my life is. That I
Sure.
enjoy watching Magic the
Bob, I
Gathering.
looked
lore
at your
videos.
your Amazon recommended purchase section, and it was not
No, those are my brothers. I don't buy Magic cards from Amazon.
100%.
I do not buy cards from
like
Amazon.
$200 Magic card
No,
sets.
that's my brother.
There was
I don't
literally
buy. We share an Amazon.
there was
account.
literally not a single different item from Magic cards on Amazon.
No,
under
there was.
your
There was like a
name.
towel and a little
Yeah,
little Yogi Bear.
for wiping away the sweat on your forehead as you fiendishly build your deck.
Sorry about that.
To shove a towel in your mouth
Yeah.
because you can't keep yourself from screaming.
No, and I scrolled down. And I was like, I'd like to know because there was this theory about one character going into a nightmare realm in her own mind, and then another character is something called a planeswalker, and that is
The fuck is that?
that is an androgynous being. Not the planeswalker itself is an androgynous being.
This is all about Magic
without
the
a
Gathering?
face. Yeah, without a face.
Yeah.
And people theorize that might be her when she came out of the shadow realm. Because it's a nightmare weaver is the name of the Ashiok, the nightmare weaver.
Why am I so
But
excited right
I
now?
went to read the comments, and as soon as I saw a little blurb, I was like, no, this is probably a Star Wars spoiler. Because people are just I'm assuming it as you scroll down the comments, it's just going to be like Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son.
Yes. Well, one of the things that I saw, and I got lucky, on Reddit, you can
You got a disease?
I got lucky. I got a disease. My bum was on the cheese.
Really? My bum was on a Swedish.
You can have the Swedish. Look at that camera. Say Swedish.
Sweet.
Swedish. On Reddit,
Oh, yeah, baby.
you can add flair to your username. Where like if I'm on the podcast subreddit, it'll say my name, and then in a little thing it'll just say talk bomb. So it's just like a little thing, gives like a little context. You can customize it whatever you want to say.
So you can just have a second username.
Kinda, yeah.
Why don't you just make that the first username?
'Cause I don't think you can change that. So this could be like
Oh.
new. Yeah, you can change it whenever you want. Somebody's
you
was,
can make it huge.
Somebody's was Kylo Ren kills his, and then I guess maybe it was too long or my screen cut. It was ... and I was like, motherfucker, like who? I and that's not enough information to know anything.
Yeah,
except
but
I mean, once they said Han Solo was his dad, I was like, oh, so he's gonna kill him.
Han Solo fucking dies in this.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I don't understand spoiler culture. I don't understand. I found a guy online, and I wanted to write down his username so we could just talk about him on the show because he's like a real asshole. Some dude on Twitter who is a major Xbox fan and literally seems to just search for whenever anybody talks about PlayStation 4
And just yells at them?
and just calls them a faggot and sends them a screen cap of a bootleg of Star Wars The Force Awakens of Han Solo with the lightsaber through his chest dying. So it's Harrison Ford's face just going like, and it says like, Han Solo is Kylo Ren's dad. Kylo Ren kills him at the end.
Huh.
And he just, if you look at this guy's like media or whatever,
I mean, that's insane.
there's just like 45 of that picture because he keeps sending it to people that like PlayStation or say that Xbox sucks.
I mean, that's super weird.
And
I
then
mean,
I kept
feel like
scrolling
that guy
back.
may have like a mental problem,
I think he might.
and I think that's why
Except
we should pity him and like be like this guy has a hard life probably in his own mind.
could be. I kept scrolling back through his history just to be like, what?
When did this start?
Yeah, and because it had to have been since the movie came out, and it
Yeah.
was. And one of his first posts around that time is, managed to see Force Awakens without spoilers the way that it was intended. Had the true experience seeing the movie. And then from that point is when he starts spoiling it for as
Weird.
many people as
You
possible.
should add that guy and keep making fake accounts and just spoiling every single movie that comes out.
Oh.
Just keep doing it. And just if he blocks one, just make a new one and mention him in
a
a
good
comment
idea.
and just spoil
I
every
had
movie.
I toyed with
Spoiler,
for about,
Jurassic World sucks.
for about 5 seconds. I toyed with the idea of contacting him and being like, "I'd like to interview you on my podcast," just so that I can be like,
Yeah.
"I wonder what this guy's
Well, it's because in Rainbow Dash,
mute." Yeah, he's still talking. It's fine. It's fine. All right, that was Will and Bobby Know Everything for the week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you have any thoughts about Star Wars, The Force Awakens, anything you want to say to us, before we even get to that, you really should go to YouTube and watch now the video version of the show. Something's happening here. Let's get a crinkle check. Bobby still has his miracle suit going. Anyway, Bob, can I get a face check on that real quick? Okay. All right. Something's gone horribly wrong here in the studio.
I love you.
Go to YouTube, search for Talk Bomb, subscribe, watch the video of this very podcast, and talk to us about Star Wars on Twitter.
at Little David, LITTLEDAVID.
And I'm at Will Rogers 2000. This is Will and Bobby Know Everything for the year 2015. This is the last one of the year.
Merry
little
Christmas,
babies.
assholes.
Yep, it's too late for Christmas, but
We're a Christmas cast.
that's fine. Christmas Preezy. So that's my new name. Go to talkbomb.com.
My name is Christmas Man.
Check out the other shows on the network. Check out all the video game stuff. See you on Studio
Yeah.
Rejects.
Oh, also for Patreon, we're gonna have some improv.
Well,
games
we
for you.
promised that last week and we didn't do it.
No, we're
Or
doing
2
it,
weeks
Bill.
ago.
We're
All
doing
right,
it this
all right,
week.
All right, we'll do it. So anyway, make sure you go to Patreon.
Also,
Yeah.
check out for January.
Muscle
Not
Friends.
next week, but the week after. WB3. Is that an awards show?
I think it was a-
Conference. The
conference.
WB3 conference. It stands for Will and Bobby, Will and Bobby, Will and Bobby.
Okay. That's perfect. Until then, we love you. Have a
Game
good night.
over.
Where did I mean a kook like him? Where did I mean a kook like this?
Can they hear you?
Where did I mean a kook like that? Goodbye.